And today we are going to learn what is the capacitance for the cylindrical capacitor. If you like my channel, please subscribe. The final equation, today we are going to learn the derivation, what is the final equation for capacitance of capacitor. C by L is equal to 2 pi epsilon or relative permeability divided by ln of base EB divided by A. This is the equation we are going to learn. Okay, so this is a cylindrical capacitor. So which one we have? It is a cylindrical capacitor. So the outside area just I'm just earthing, so this is going to be act as a negative. Inside is going to be the positive of the cylinder. Okay, so it is positive, the electric field is going to be stored like this. The radius of small cylinder I am taken A, the radius of big cylinder I am taken B. So I am showing the top view of the cylinder diagram. Okay, the radius of small cylinder will be A, which one is we are going to call as small cylinder. The radius of big cylinder we can take it as a B. Inside nothing is there, only the electric field is going to store. Okay, I am taken the point at X. It's exactly at the center of the cylinder. I am taken this as a distance from the center. I am taken this as a X. Okay, now I am going to teach you how to derive the equation. So see here, electric flux is equal to it is electric field into area. The same equation, electric flux is equal to EDA cos theta. Theta will be, it's a maximum here, theta will be, it's a 0 degree because electric field and the Gaussian surface will be perpendicular, area vector and electric field in the same direction, angle is 0 degree. Okay, when the angle is 0 degree, area vector and electric field we can take it as a cos 0 will be 1. So flux is the closed integral of EDA, it's representing the total area of the this one Gaussian surface. Okay, which one is going to represent as the total cylindrical area at Gaussian surface. Okay, that means this full area. Okay, which is going to be a integration of dA to pi, it is a 2 pi xl. Okay, L is the length of the cylinder, height of the cylinder, and x is the radius of the cylinder, which one we are taken as a Gaussian surface inside the cylinder, inside the hollow cylinder. Okay, so this is the electric flux. Again, electric flux is equal to q divided by epsilon naught according to the Gauss theorem. Okay, Gauss theorem we can take it as the flux is equal to q divided by epsilon naught. Okay, here the flux we got from the Gaussian surface. So two equation we have, both is representing as a flux, just we can equal. So E 2 pi xl. 2 pi xl is it's a total surface area of the Gaussian surface, which is a cylinder. Okay, it's 2 pi x L. Okay, x is the radius, L is the height of the cylinder, is equal to q divided by epsilon naught. From this equation I want what is E. So this everything you can bring as a denominator. So finally we will get E is equal to q divided by 2 pi xl epsilon naught. Okay, this is the equation E I got. We know the relation between E, V and D. So we know E is equal, V is equal to minus E dx. So like this we can write E is equal to minus dV by dx, the same equation, dV is equal to minus E dx. Okay, V is equal to minus E dx. So see here, dV is the potential difference. Here we have the potential difference with the small sphere and a big sphere. The small sphere with the radius of A, big sphere we have the radius of B. So the potential of small sphere have the higher potential, the big sphere have the more potential. So VA minus VB, the potential change in voltage is equal to minus E. E already we have, it is q divided by 2 pi xl epsilon naught. Already we know the E, it's q divided by 2 pi xl epsilon naught. Just I am substituting this E value here. Okay, and dx. So now this we got as an integration, the integration limit we should substitute. Okay, in case the charge is bringing from infinity to 1 point, here I am bringing as a b to a, the charge I am bringing from b to a, the integration limit we got as a b to a. Okay, so far we got this, the equation. From inside the equation what and all is constant, you can take it as a outside, the constant value q 2 pi epsilon naught l epsilon naught. Okay, except x, everything is a constant. So the potential difference between A and B, that means VA minus VB is equal to minus q divided by 2 pi L epsilon naught. Integration of dx by x, it's going to be the ln x, its base will be the E, it's a b to A. The charge is bringing from outside to inside, A to B. So which one we are going to take it as a limit? So it is a minus q divided by 2 pi epsilon naught L. So integration of dx by x we can take it as a ln base E. It's not a 10 because dx by x, and it's here it's going to be x. It is B to A. Higher limit minus lower limit, minus q divided by 2 pi epsilon naught L log of E basis E, A minus log of basis, it's a B. Okay, when the log we are getting as a minus, this minus I am taken inside again, q divided by 2 pi epsilon naught L, this minus I am taken inside, so we'll get as a B will come here, A will go here, minus of minus will be plus, here we'll get minus, so log EB, because minus I am taken inside, for here minus minus is going to become plus, here one minus will come extra, minus log EA. So we got this equation. So it is a potential difference A minus VB, okay, the potential difference between the two cylinders. Now in log, when you are getting subtraction, you should actually divide that two values, okay. So VA minus VB is equal to Q divided by 2 pi epsilon naught L log of E B divided by A. So because here I got subtraction, if in case addition you got, you have to multiple, okay. So I got voltage. So capacitance is equal to, charge is directly proportional to voltage, Q is equal to CV, C is equal to Q divided by V. Already I have the voltage, the potential difference between the two cylinders, so Q divided by VA minus VB, potential difference between that two, okay. It is Q divided by, so this value I have here, just I am substituting here, so Q divided by 2 pi epsilon naught L log of EB divided by A, okay. So this is the equation we got. Q get cancelled, denominator directly will go into the numerator, so C is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught L divided by log of EB divided by A, okay. This is the equation we got. The length I am taken here, further you can do it, so is a C divided by L, the capacitance stored per unit length of the cylinder is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught log of EB divided by A. So we have, this is for the inside the two cylinder will be vacuum, okay. So when we are introducing the some medium, okay, in case some medium is there, so relative permeability also you should include, the K value also you should relate, okay. When we are relating the K value, so 2 pi epsilon naught into K. So directly you can take it capacitance in medium divided by L, it's going to be 2 pi epsilon naught K times, because it is what material you are placing inside the two cylinder, based on that it's going to increase the capacitance value. In case you are placing as a dielectric medium, the value going to be increased, okay. Here we are placing as a dielectric medium, the value is going to increase, okay, divided by log of base E B divided by A. This is the equation we got. K times epsilon naught times of K, which is going to be the, it is K is equal to permeability in medium divided by permeability in air. So we want permeability in medium means it is K times of permeability in air, okay. So that means Cm by divided by L is equal to 2 pi permeability in medium divided by log of E B divided by A. It's a final equation for the capacitance for the spherical capacitor. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you everyone.